I'll having meditated throughout the evening and having had my breakfast, having everybody meet up back at the cart. Jacoby will sort of nod to everybody. If we are all ready to go, then I am also ready to begin. Who would like to be the driver?
I've never driven a cart before, so I think it should be Oscar.
I have experience, and I know how to keep a cart steady on the road. And Mr. Longface and Tulip do already know me, so.
What about you, Crumble? You don't look like you can walk for very long.
I mean, I can, but I'd prefer not to.
Actually, I lied. I am trained in land vehicles. I could drive if we want me to.
Whoever is willing and capable, I do not mind. The rest of you may feel free to either walk alongside the cart, right inside of the cart, whatever you'd like to do.
Fine, I'll take it.
Before we go, I feel that I owe you an apology, Jacob. Yeah. And Oscar reaches and sort of fiddles with the scrap of paper that he has jotted down some of what Crumble has said. Sort of unfurls it, squints down at it, and very, very clumsily reads out the phonetic version of Elven that's been transliterated into Dwarven for him to attempt to then pronounce. And this is roughly what you hear. Me, much, accident. You, no take candle. Accident, me, very big. Horse is yours. Attack you made didn't actually happen. Me, big accident. After having read this off the page.
Crumble has a little tear welling up in his eyes.
I'm scared that I believe the next time that you have to create a letter in my language, you might want to find a better translator. Much of that was very much gibberish, but I think I understand the point you're trying to make.
It might be my pronunciation. Let me try it again.
No, it was fine. Your pronunciation was fine. It was just many words together that did not create sentences and did not actually make much sense put in the way that they were. You pronounced the words fine. It is... it was a very good attempt, and I appreciate all of the work that you went through trying to construct such a thing. You are absolutely forgiven for the nastiness last night.
Jacoby, do you speak New Elvish or something?
I do not know if there is another form of Elvish. Perhaps this might be what's happening. Perhaps you are trying to translate into the language of the Fae specifically. They are similar sounding words, so the mistake is easy to make.
I'm sorry that I am obviously not as eloquent in your tongue as I am in my own, which I have been told I am not particularly...
It is fine, Oscar. I am not insulted. I am flattered, obviously, by the level of effort that you went through.
I just hope that you do know that I do sincerely mean it when I say, me big accident.
I think I don't exactly know what you're saying because I appreciate it. Then I think that is the best I can do.
We will have some time on the road together. Maybe you can teach me a bit more. If I wanted to
Certainly.
say that I am sorry for what happened, how would you put that in Elvish?
Sorry, what was the question?
If I wanted to say that I am sorry, what words would you use in Elvish to say that?
Well, the usual form of apology is je ne sais quoi.
That's what I have here.
No.
Am I
What you have here is Anaku Nasana, which means, I just repeat that back to you in common, which is not the same thing.
We should probably get going. We can continue this conversation en route. Maybe you can start teaching Oscar some of your language, Jacoby.
Perhaps when we break for camp, I can do something like that. I need to stay ahead of you all and keep myself nice and low and keep my eyes peeled.
Right.
So, your companion, Bob. Does
Bob.
he wish to ride on my shoulder then?
Bob? Bob!
Meow.
Right.
Why?
Bob, you have to go with Jacoby.
Why?
Jacoby.
Why?
He's going to scout.
Oh, I'm sleeping. I'm so tired.
You can sleep in his pack.
Okay.
The only thing you need to do is that if he sees something, he's going to wake you up and you're going to tell me. Okay? Okay. He can speak with you as long as you stay within 60 feet of him. And I put Bob in your pack.
You pick Bob up. Bob is asleep. His head kind of dangles.
Yeah.
Well,
But-
hopefully I will not need to utilize him too terribly much. He seems quite tuckered.
That's true. As long as you're within 100 feet of us, then I should be able to communicate with Bob. That doesn't mean you need to stay within 100 feet of us, but if you wish to communicate something to us, you need to fall back to 100 feet away from us.
I will probably not be scouting ahead too terribly far. After all, if I do end up getting ambushed, it would be good that you all would be able to reach me fairly easily.
I agree.
I will maintain about a 60-foot distance from the cart. That way, if anything comes by, I can see, and I'll be able to get the jump on anything that goes into the road. That is my plan. Des, you are also
Yes?
skilled with the sneaking, yes?
Yeah, but I'm not very good at noticing things.
Well, that can be a bit of a problem, but the thing that I think you could do very well for us is perhaps to lag behind a bit. Make sure that if something attacks from behind, we are not wholly caught off guard.
I can do my best, yes.
Jacoby,
Yes.
you don't happen to have any fresh fruit or cheese in your pack, do you?
I don't, but I suppose I could find some berries while I am scouting the side of the road.
I would recommend you not keep anything like that in your pack, but yes, occasionally you may need to shove some berries into your backpack. For Bob.
Okay. I will ensure to make sure that he gets he is adequately fed.
because he'll get grumpy if he's not. And if you don't, and you leave him in there, and you have food in there, he will eat all of your food.
There is no food in there, so I do not have worry about that.
I just want to make sure that we all have a pleasant experience outside of any unsavory forces that we might encounter along the path. I don't want one of those unsavory forces to be Bob rummaging through your backpack for food.
I think that will be fine. I will make sure that he is adequately fed. No worries. You seem quite concerned for him.
Well,
He's his family.
what she said.
There you
And,
go.
well, if you upset him, he can make it so that we all have bad dreams and none of us get any rest.
No worries. I endeavor usually to be as diplomatic as possible. But obviously, there are some things that can get me a bit hot under the collar.
No, really? Like what?
Yes, stop.
Must we continue? Must we?
Okay,
jest in
okay,
such a
okay.
fashion?
I drop back behind the party.
And I will scout ahead.
Okay, give me 1 second. I'm making something I didn't think I need to have. So
Well then,
you can continue to talk.
I can't believe Andel's mad at me for being sarcastic.
Oscar,
I'm not
To be-
mad at you for being sarcastic. It's just that I don't know that Jacobi takes sarcasm as well as some of the rest of us.
Oscar is going to be walking beside the cart and sort of lagging back close to Des. And if anybody asks, it's because he's got short legs. But that is not the reason.
Of course not. Let me check my notes again. Oh yeah, Oscar has crush on Des. Yep, right there.
Let me check my notes again. Piper,
Wants to have sex with everybody in the party.
yeah, that's correct. That is what is in my notes.
Yes.
Piper does not have a crush on everybody. She will still do things with them if asked. That's what I have in my notes.
That seems accurate.
Left unsupervised ever.
Again, it's incentive. Don't miss a session, or Piper gets to do things with your character.
No,
Oh
no, no, no,
goodness.
no.
No, nope, not agreeing to that.
No.
Yeah, that's a bit harsh.
Yes, Bob is a Kilmolus.
I take it we're traveling in this direction.
Yes.
All right.
The music's still a little loud, but
That cart is gigantic.
it's just a cart, man. Like, what do you want from me?
It's really hard to get a cart.
Oh no, it's
Roll 20.
100% difficult to get a cart. I know.
I just made that.
You're amazing.
Shout out to Token Maker.
Should carts be large size? That's what I meant, though. Like, is it
No, that's 5 foot.
a cart is only 5 foot? It's being pulled by 2 donkeys, right? Or is it?
Yeah, it's being pulled by 2 donkeys. I didn't say it was past.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, 5 foot by 5 foot's actually quite large if you measure it out.
That's absolutely true.
Very few people actually. If you go into your kitchen and take out or go into your living room or basement or outside and measure off 5 foot by 5 foot square, there's a lot of space in that.
There is. It's your threat. Right. The 5 foot square is intended to be like how much space you are moving around in
Yeah,
during combat.
yeah. But if you figure that a normal a giant spider fills a 5 foot by 5 foot square, that's a big ass spider. Like, people are like, oh, the giant spider is like, no, that giant spider is the size of a Great Dane, like with 8 legs.
Well, I
Okay.
guess am I driving the cart?
No.
Is Crumble?
Crumble is on the cart. You are on the cart as well?
I thought Andel was driving because he.
I thought I was driving.
Oh, you're driving. Okay, so you're driving the cart and Crumble is in the back of the cart?
I believe so.
My understanding.
Okay, awesome.
Crumbles with the booze.
So I need Jacobi to make me a tracking is
Survival. I'm pretty sure.
survival. Yes, survival roll, please.
Ah.
Oof. All right.
Damn it, I'm good at this, I swear.
Okay, Piper,
Fuck
you
of a dice.
can stop moving your token. I know that you're wandering around.
I think there's actually a way to set it up so that your path is continuous and it just
Yes.
moves on its own.
There is. I'm not going to teach her how to do that, though.
It's
Just,
appropriate for the character.
it is, but how much freedom do you want to give your players, Mark? There's a
That's a good point.
there's a
Very good point.
there's a big. Okay, so Jacobi, you're having a hard time following these cart tracks from. So you guys set off. You went back to the camp and started from there, correct?
Yep.
From the bandit camp? Okay, awesome. So, I will show you on the big map. Well, let me bring it up here.
Ooh, big map.
Yes. Is it? Zoom out here. The moot is being held
Oh,
here.
we don't see it. You have to move the player flag.
Oh, sorry. So you guys can see it.
Yeah,
Is that better?
there it is. Yes. Thank you.
Okay. And
It's
then,
a great
Okay.
map. I still want to go to that crystal.
okay. I'm going to zoom into the spot that we need here. Set things up in both ways. So the moot is here. In this, at the corner of this box. So you guys have to
Wait,
go.
I didn't see it. I'm sorry.
See it.
Yeah, right there.
Oh.
In this corner. Right there. Do you see it now?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay. So in that corner, and you guys have to head. Stupid thing. You guys are heading this way first. Okay?
Okay.
Where's our ultimate destination? Sorry, I wasn't here last week.
This way somewhere? North?
Okay.
North-ish?
We have like a map, don't we? Or did we just see a vision of where we need? I can't remember.
No.
How
We
we
were
know?
no, the guy told us that in the north, in some caves, is where the others are.
Yeah.
That's right.
And we're using that plus what is supposed to be Jacobi's okay tracking abilities to figure out where we're supposed to go.
Yeah.
But he did point out that there's a possibility they could get sidetracked, so.
I'm just gonna, as you're following, if you rolled an 8 and you can't find the tracks on the road, I'm just gonna be mumbling like, I told him that we would be looking for a needle in a goddamn haystack. He doesn't listen to me.
Oh,
Trying
yeah.
to find a particular
So-
set of wagon wheels in multiple sets of wagon wheels is not easy to do.
Jacobi, can you make me a wisdom check for me, please?
13.
You realize it's probably be easier to track these if you were out in the road and not along the side of the road.
Yeah, but it makes it hard to hide.
That it does, but so if you want to move back out into the road and try your survival again, you might be able to pick up the.
There we go.
Yeah, you guys are heading the right way now. You're like, oh yeah, because being able because you were like 15 feet away from the tracks and you were like trying to hide in the bush and lean your head out and like, is that a track? I don't know, maybe. And then you walk over and you're like, oh yeah, that's totally what we're looking for. So you guys spend the next hour following this trail. Jacobi, make another. Oh,
Yeah.
Go ahead. Whatever.
I am going to touch the like the leather of my my belt and whisper to myself, Armatura, and cast Mage Armor on myself.
Okay.
I should probably do a tireless thing as well.
Okay. Very good.
Like that.
Okay. So an hour goes by. Jacobi, make another roll for me, please.
Survival?
Yes.
12.
Can I give him guidance?
Sure.
Is that an extra 1d4, is it?
It's an extra D4.
So 14.
Yeah, you're doing fine. So you guys travel for about another half an hour or so, and then wrong one. Huh. As soon as I find it. Crumble. You hear something in the bushes ahead of Jacobi.
How do I alert him?
You can tell me. Out of character, I've let everybody know that Bob is with Jacobi, and I can telepathically communicate with Bob.
Okay, I tell Andal there's something out there and to relay the message.
Bob, I telepathically speak to my familiar. Bob,
What?
if you're asleep, wake up.
What?
Tell Jacobi that there is something up ahead. Crumble has noticed something.
Hey, Jacobi, elf dude.
Yes.
There's something in front of us.
Alright. He'll get his bow and arrow out and see if he can't find whatever that might be.
Make a perception check.
12?
No, you can't quite make it out.
I'll be, once Crumble alerts me, I'm obviously going to be keeping an eye out. for whatever's
Jacobi,
out
move
there.
back one space, please. Thank you.
Ooh.
I need you all to roll for initiative. As soon as you step in, Jacobi, you notice now these big axe beaks. And for those of you playing at home,
For having a +7 to my initiative, that is not great.
this.
How do you have so much to your initiative?
Because as a war wizard, I get to add my intelligence and my dexterity to my initiative rolls.
Oh, that's super neat.
Yeah.
These are just the animals. There is no one riding them, by the way.
Okay.
The only picture
That
they
makes
have
me
is
feel a lot better.
yeah. The only picture they have is that one.
They're like big old birds.
Yes.
Does he see them now? Do they come crashing out of the trees, you say?
Yes.
I telepathically communicate with Bob. Isn't he supposed to tell us before this happens?
Stop shaming me.
Sorry.
I already,
my
feel,
job.
I already feel enough shame on my family name for not being able to fucking find these things.
Hold on a minute. Hold on a second. Let me.
I'm an intellectual. I told you so is my primary language.
Yeah, isn't that's how intellectuals are. Sorry, my sister's going for her PhD. I know all about that.
All right. And it will be Piper's turn.
Okay, so they're quite far away.
Yes.
So I will get as far there as I can. So 30 feet or how much?
What's your movement? It's
I'm moving 25, right?
Yes, you move 25.
Yes, okay. Okay, so I'm moving. Yeah, I'm moving 25.
Just a reminder, you do have this thing on your arm that helps.
I know, but I also have a javelin in my hand, so I can move here, and then I think the javelin. Yeah, I will shove a javelin at the one that is nearest to me.
Okay. Let me dot these real quick. There's blue.
Blue.
The green doesn't show up very well. The yellow does. Okay, yellow and let's see what's another good color. Purple? Purple. There we go.
So I run next to Jacoby and then say, "Hi!" And then I throw a javelin to the blue one.
Okay. That hits.
6 piercing damage.
It takes 6 piercing damage. And is that it?
Big Bird! Yes, there's Big Bird!
Yes, I noticed, Piper.
Oscar, it's your turn.
Okay, so Oscar is just going to run forward using movement and then an action to dash just to get into range and just sort of look to Jacoby and ask, are we supposed to fight these things? You said that we don't fight unless they're a threat.
They look like they are somewhat aggressive. I would say most likely the case.
Okay.
Unless they run away, in which case, fine.
Then I will do what I can. And Oscar's just going to have his maul prepped and ready for his next turn.
Okay. This one runs up to here and attacks Jacoby with its beak. Does a 10 hit you?
It does not.
All right. This one runs up and tries to bite the little horned thing that tried to hurt it. It runs up viciously. 16, Piper. Misses. Andal. You notice these two big birds, these two large axe beaks have... Everybody knows what an axe beak is, except maybe Jacoby. They're not necessarily vicious, but they are territorial.
Okay. I am going to... I look out over the field of battle, see what's going on, and I cry out, Laudium, and create grease directly under the bird that is standing between Jacoby and Oscar. It needs to make a dexterity save, or it will slip and be prone.
Okay. Give me 1 second. Sorry. I'm fixing it so it looks better on screen. The nameplates are in the way of the characters.
I'm going to draw a square of grease in that spot. You can just move it underneath the token of the bird, because it's going to stay there.
Okay, so you need to make a dexterity save?
Yep.
What's the DC?
14.
It makes it.
Okay. Anything that moves into that space, or let's see. It's a 10-foot square. When the grease appears, and each creature standing in it needs to make Dex saving throw. A creature that enters the area or ends its turn there must also roll to not be prone. So it just creates this area of slipperiness.
Yes.
And
So
I don't have to concentrate on it.
if it ends its turn there, it has to make a save as well?
If it enters or ends its turn there, it must make a save.
Okay. So now we're on the third one. It rushes up and attacks Jacobi with its beak. And as it rushes, it snaps at you with its beak and nips you right on the shoulder for 3 points of slashing damage.
Okay.
I'm assuming a 21 hits you, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thankfully, I did my tireless beforehand,
Yes.
so that's just going on my temporary.
Yeah. Crumble.
I'm going to toll the dead blue.
Okay. So that is a saving throw. Wisdom.
Wisdom saving throw.
It fails.
And its demise comes one step closer.
Yep. Anything else?
Nope, not this time.
Yes.
I am going to move. I'm going to move here using cunning action to dash, and then I will try to hit this thing twice.
Okay. The first one hits for 10.
Yep, for 10. And the second one hits for
Oh,
1.
hold on.
Ooh.
The first one kills it.
Oh, okay. Then,
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you have more movement or not?
Only 5 feet, so I'm good.
Okay. Jacobi. You see Dust run up and just come up underneath the front of this bird and just skewer it right through the neck, and it collapses under its own weight right next to you.
All right.
She's got kind of a smile on her face.
My thanks for the backup, everyone. Gonna go ahead and yeah, we'll use favored foe on this one.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think I know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and I'll take an attack of opportunity as I back up behind everybody. Well, 2 attacks of opportunity anyway, because this one is supposed to already be at me. But
Okay, so this one will attack.
Yeah,
15 misses,
yes, it misses.
and then this one will also miss.
All right. Still have my bow out, so I'm going to go ahead and shoot. Specifically that one.
Okay, purple.
Yes, indeed. We're going to go ahead and go with that.
Rick, did you move the yellow one?
Yeah, he did, but it's not showing up on mine either.
Why does that keep happening?
I don't know.
Is that better?
Hold on, I'm going to refresh roll 20 and see if that helps.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
Yeah.
And I am using a superiority die on this attack. For goading attack.
Okay.
It
Which-
needs to make it very low damage, almost minimum. Holy hell.
Okay, so the 27 hits, and you deal 7 points of damage, right?
Nah, I do 11.
11 total.
But it needs to make a wisdom save, DC 13.
And what's that do?
No, wait, sorry, DC's 14. I'm retarded. It's supposed to be based off my dex, not my wisdom.
It fails.
All right. It has disadvantage to hit anybody who's not me.
Okay, then. Do you guys see it now? Because it's on both of the screens and on Twitch. It's
I'm
fine.
having issues reloading Roll20 right now for some reason.
Yeah, I hit reconnect on Roll20 and it didn't do jack squat for that. Or I reloaded it and it didn't change anything. That's weird.
Correct. Yeah, that's the
Maybe
same.
try
Yeah.
shifting us on the player tag back to one screen and then move it back, and maybe it will update for us.
Hey, I know this place.
I remember that place.
Memories.
Nah, it didn't work.
Well, I
That's
just put
so
you back.
weird.
Here, I'll
Yeah.
refresh.
It's very weird.
Very laggy. What it looks like.
So again, on Wednesday, I'm going to be showing everybody how to use Foundry.
Does Foundry have the pre-written D&D modules that you can load in?
The only module that has pre-written downloaded into it already that I know of is Lost Minds of Phandelver.
Oh, that's lame. Okay.
There we go.
It moved now.
There.
Okay, yeah, it was me. I had to refresh.
Actually, I might be able to look it up.
Because
Are
that's
there
my
more
big thing.
modules?
Because that's what I run.
Okay.
And I miss
Add
I
modules.
dynamic lighting.
So everybody is fine now. Everybody sees the dead one and the
Yes,
Two
everything
not dead
has
ones.
changed. Everything has changed.
oh goody. Okay, so that was Jacoby's turn.
Yes.
Piper, it's all you.
So I'm going to use my quarterstaff and hit the purple one. Probably didn't hit.
No, that did not hit.
Okay. Bad birdie.
Oscar.
I'm just going to take a swing at it with my maul.
Okay. Purple.
The purple one.
That hits.
10 points of bludgeoning damage.
And you squish it. As you swing your maul mightily, it collapses into the grease underneath it.
Okay, then I will use my movement to navigate around the puddle of grease. Getting to there, and that is my turn.
Okay. Andal.
I am going to point my hand in the direction of the last standing axe beak, and I will say, I'll speak the word incendium and send a firebolt out at the creature.
Okay. Roll it.
A 18 to hit for 10 fire damage.
Yeah, you hit it. It screeches as you. Then its turn. It tries to hit Oscar. For 6 slashing, as it comes down and it nips you right along the arm, the forearm. Oscar for 6 slashing.
Ow! Just stun of that.
Crumble.
Let's see. Has the yellow one been hit yet?
Yeah, it's been hit for 5 fire damage.
No,
Or 10
it's
fire
over
damage.
there.
Told the dead.
Ooh.
Ooh. It fails and dies a horrible, painful death.
Excellent.
You hear the sound of the moaning of death. There's wails of pain and suffering as it collapses.
The battle wagon is winning.
You are now out of combat.
Well, that was not too terribly hard. We must have stumbled into their nesting area or something.
Oh no, the poor babies, they're gonna starve now.
potentially.
Or if you're selling the eggs, we could have some omelets.
In any case, should probably make sure that these are placed in the brush and out of the way.
Andal and Piper, please make me some nature checks, please.
Nature.
Oh. Can you
19.
Cool. Can you get rid of your grease? It'll.
Yeah, the grease will. The grease lasts for a minute, so
Yeah.
it'll be gone.
It'll be gone. Guess.
No, I think you need to get rid of. It's not letting me select the grease. You might have to select it and get rid of it.
Where did I put it? Yeah. Sorry, I put it on the background layer so I could.
That's why. Okay.
That's why I couldn't do anything with it. You know that the if there are young, like if they're really young, like hatchlings or eggs, the axbeaks can be trained as mounts.
Interesting. I've seen them used as mounts before. If they are young, and we've slaughtered their parents rather than leaving them to die in the wilderness, perhaps we should gather them, care for them, and make them add them to our friends here. And I wave to the donkeys.
Well, it is better than leaving them to
trying to
starve.
make a bigger family.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to make it so that we can all move a bit faster.
It is better than leaving them to starve, and
I
when they
agree.
come of age, we can, of course, ride them, and it will provide some utility for all of us.
Do these birds nest on the ground? They seem quite large, so I assume so.
They don't seem the type that's able to fly all that well.
They're running birds, right? They don't have.
Yeah, they're partially flightful.
I'll ask you this: with a 19, how much information from the monster manual would I know about them?
All of it.
Okay, then I will just look it up.
You know all of it. No, they're like emus.
Jacobi, do you think you could track back to their nesting grounds?
I can certainly try.
Yeah,
To help you two.
Yeah, with you and Piper, you guys find the They weren't being stealthy. This is their nesting grounds. They weren't trying to hide. They were trying to chase you off. You find the nest probably 100 yards away, 150 yards away from where you guys are. It is a large nest with 3 eggs in it.
We should gather them and raise them, rather than using them for food.
Do you know much about the incubation process?
I mean, with a 19? Like how?
No, you know about you know everything that's in the monster manual, but animal husbandry would be an animal handling check.
I'm not the best with caring. Or let me see what I know.
Most of the mounts that we use in the mountains are lizards, giant lizards that hatch from eggs rather than birds.
Yeah. Piper, you guys figure out how to. You guys figure out between Piper and Andal, and you guys figure it out. And Oscar, the whole Jacobi has no clue. He's like, they're eggs.
I have no
Keep them
idea.
warm.
I do not know the creatures.
So maybe-
I'm not native to these lands. I do not know them.
He's like, so who's going to sit on him? Jacobi's like,
Exactly. Piper, you want to squat?
No, we can.
I'm gonna gather up some dried grass from the area and sort of pile that up like a sort of.
Well, the nest is there. You can cannibalize part of the nest to put it in the back of the cart.
Does anybody have a spare backpack or a bag that we could put them all in so they can help keep each other warm? I imagine that's how eggs work.
Yes.
Oh, maybe you can have Bob be in there too, and he can add his body heat too.
Well, eventually, Bob's working. Bob's working, and he might eat them.
Oh.
eggs?
No eggs, Bob.
Egg?
Oscar, why don't we use that sack that had the food in it?
Yes, I will feed the last of this to Mr. Longface and Tulip, and then yes, this should do quite nicely.
Yeah, so you guys feed the animals. You guys have already taken about a half an hour. So you guys probably think it might be a good time to just have lunch.
Sure.
You've been on the road about 2.5 hours, 3 hours now. By the time you guys get done, harvesting bird feathers. You can collect some bird feathers, Piper, and some meat and stuff, but there's not a lot. It's like a giant, like I said, it's like an emu or an ostrich. I mean, the meat's fine, but there's not a lot of it. They're kind of gamey.
The blue feathers are gonna go really good with your blue shield from the beasts.
Yeah.
From the Ankylosaurus.
Yeah. I mean, you can gather enough feathers to make a single cloak out of them.
Nice.
Out of the skin and feathers. If you have leather working, of course. Or
Nope.
or weaving. If somebody has weaving skills.
Are we taking a short rest then? Is that what this
Yes.
is?
Yeah, that's what I
Okay.
said. If you guys want to take... You guys figured that this is probably a good time to do so.
Okay, then I'm using Arcane Recovery to get a spell slot back.
How do I get my spear back, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't roll a 1.
Before we rest, I thought I saw somebody get hurt. Who was that? Was that you, Oscar?
It is a scratch. I will be fine.
Come here, though. I'm about to rest, and there's no reason to waste it.
I suppose that makes sense.
And then before we rest, I'll use my Channel Divine to get a first level slot back.
Sure. Sounds good. Your rest goes uneventful.
All right. Shall we move on then?
Do you want some help? I know the forest.
I am capable of figuring it out. This is not exactly the first forest you've ever been in.
What is this? I'm sorry, but this just sounds like a guy driving and his wife's like, ask for directions. No. Ask for directions. No. Just stop and ask somebody for directions. You come, he's like, no, I got this. No, seriously, just pull over and ask somebody. No, we're fine.
I will add a piece of feather, or one of the feathers, to my component pouch, by the way.
Okay.
Can I just check, are we pulling the rations into one pile that we draw from, or are we all just sticking to eating our own rations when we stop to rest for now?
Well, I have the Outlander feature, so provided I have an hour, I can get everybody food.
Well, no, you have the food here. You just have to build a fire. Like I am not going to say to you guys, between the 6 of you, you can't build a freaking fire and roast some of this bird to have for lunch. Like there's enough of you have trained survival.
Yeah, I think we have enough food for lunch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you guys have a nice lunch.
And anyway, rations are for a full day, I
Yeah.
believe, right?
Yes,
So.
rations are a full day's worth.
Yeah. So, yeah, it goes uneventful, and you guys head on. Jacobi, make me a survival.
19.
With guidance.
Yeah, roll the guidance.
20.
20. Yeah, you pick up the trail fairly easily. You thought it might be a little harder given the battle and the fact that you guys have been mucking around out here, but
The entire time he's following the trails, it's like, well, it would be impossible to follow a trail. You can't do that. There's no possible way to be able to figure out exactly where it is that we're supposed to be going.
Hearing Yahobi mumbling and knowing that Andal mumbled before, Piper is thinking that they will make a very cute couple.
Okay, so you guys travel for about another hour or so. It's now getting, you guys need to, okay. Again, this trail looks similar to what you're on. Like, I picked this map because this is basically the road that leads, and you're just following the tracks. So everything goes fine for the next hour. And then please put yourselves, that's the way you're going to be. And